It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely. Is Senator Rand Paul, is he right? Yes, and he is legally right. Here is how you do not comply. All right, there is no legal authority that can require you to get a vaccine against your will. There just isn't. If you don't get a vaccine, you cannot be coerced into wearing a mask, getting tested, or being excluded from your school or place of employment or a business. Here's the laws. The law is on your side. You have the right to be accommodated for your medical condition or religious beliefs. You have to educate your boss or school about this law. Your government, employer, school, your teacher, a business will try to confuse, coerce, intimidate, threaten, and harass you. This is called retaliation and discrimination, and that is against the law. You have the right to determine what is done with your body. It doesn't matter whether the vaccine only has an emergency authorization or not. Even if the vaccine becomes FDA approved, which it is not at the moment, by the way, you cannot be forced to take one. You can seek exemptions for this vaccine. And by the way, the vaccine is not a cure. When they say, hey, what about the polio vaccine? Right. You get the polio vaccine, you don't have to worry about polio anymore. You get the COVID vaccine, you can still get COVID and transmit it. So that argument's off the table. You can seek these exemptions, not only just from the vaccine, but for the mask and the testing, such as a religious exemption, which also includes these key words: your sincerely held ethical and moral beliefs. The masks and testings are also emergency use authorization. But even if they weren't, you cannot be forced into complying. And face mask. These face masks, they fall under medical equipment. Pay attention to this. Only a licensed medical doctor can prescribe a medical treatment such as a face mask, COVID testing, or a vaccine. Your government boss or school administrator or a store owner just has no authority to do so. So when you hear those uninformed say, well, it's just like no shoes, no shirt, no service. Legally, it is no. Your Air Jordans and your mustard stained V-necks are not medical equipment. No CDC guidelines, OSHA regulations, or health officer can order or suspend your rights. And if they do, lawyer up. LawyerWayne.com. You will win. You have what's the word I'm looking for? You have this beautiful, beautiful thing called the Constitution.
You have autonomy.
Okay? You are constitutionally protected and guaranteed your right to life and the right to determine what is done to your body. And if you are barred or fired, that is discrimination. Now we go into the Constitution. Falls under the 14th Amendment. That Constitution's got your six. I need you to read this thing. Plus, also, you do not have to tell your boss or school administrator or anyone whether or not you got vaccinated or did not get vaccinated.
That's right.
That is your private information.
HIPAA.
You
No, it's not
cannot
HIPAA.
be discriminated against for not disclosing that information. And if the scenario is if you don't show your papers, you have to wear a mask, then you are being forced to physically display your medical records by wearing the mask, thus being forced to share your private information publicly. This is illegal. Important. Do not sign any paper that says you will disclose your medical information, and do not agree to wearing a mask or testing. You don't have to defend yourself against their requests. Instead, turn the tables. Demand that they tell you their legal authority to require you to participate in these medical interventions. These are key words you need to know. Also important, don't focus on the science or lack thereof. It actually weakens your position. The argument is not if the masks or testing or vaccines work. What matters is that you do not have to consent if you don't want to. Do not comply. It is unlawful for your employer, your school, business, whatever, to assume that you are a threat to the health and safety of others. You hear this one a lot. Yeah, without proof from a licensed medical doctor or an order from the court. That is what you want. Only a law passed by Congress and signed at the executive level or a court order can compel you to cover your face or get a COVID test or get vaccinated. And even then, you can appeal the court's decision. The 10th Amendment. A lot of people don't understand what the 10th Amendment is. This 10th beautiful amendment, which says when there is no law passed by Congress at the federal level, it goes to the state level. When there is no law passed on, I'm telling you, voted and passed on, not a mandate. When there is no law passed by Congress at the state level, this decision then goes to the individual, and that is we the people. So if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, don't. And if you did have a contagious disease, check this one out. Now you would be covered under ADA laws, also known as the Americans with Disabilities Act. And your needs would have to be accommodated by law. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but damn was I talking to lawyers this weekend.
That's all factual.
Federal law requires your employer, your school, businesses to accommodate your religious beliefs. And if you're not religious, they have to accommodate your sincerely held ethical or moral beliefs without discrimination. The 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America protects you, the legal citizen. Your employer, your school, the business, they may delay, deny, or deliberately try to make it so difficult for you that you just give in, give up, or give up your sovereign authority and God-given rights to determine what is done to your body. Don't fall for it. Your employer, school, replace them with anything, business, military, now making forced vaccinations for all service members. They're going to tell you that they are following OSHA regulations, following the CDC, or following their own policies. Demand that they produce the statutory law that gives them the authority to violate your rights under the 10th and 14th Amendment to the Constitution. These employers, these schools, these medical facilities, government agencies, military or privately owned businesses will make a last-ditch effort and will tell you that accommodating you creates a hardship. Be ready for that. And therefore, they don't have to accommodate you. Well, the law states that the school or employer or business has to prove that the hardship is more than just minimal. And that you are asking for your own private classroom, tutor, office, air filtration, personal trainer, personal chef, 24/7 medical care, and a chauffeur. If not, then there is no hardship. Remember, you do not have to prove anything. Your employer, your school, business are supposed to believe you. This is regarding your religious, ethical, moral belief. Yeah. They can seek reasonable information about your beliefs, and they're going to look. But you do not have to belong to any church or organized religion, nor do you have to show any attendance or explain in detail your beliefs. They are the ones who have to show the reason why they will not accommodate you. And if they do, you can appeal. Oh, and in part, we have Tennessee to thank for this. Norton versus Shelby County. 118 U.S. 425. An unconstitutional act is not law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duties. It affords no protections. It creates no office. It is in legal contemplation, as inoperative as though it had never been passed. Nothing's been passed. You're born with some God-given rights protected by the United States Constitution. Read a book. Even if you don't believe in God, hey, I pray for you, but you are not exempt from your sincerely held moral or ethical beliefs. Do not comply. It's time for us to resist. I agree with Senator Rand Paul.
It's the Joe Padula Show.
Bada bing.
Clarksville's conversation.